So this is a tutorial on getting into the Zoomerang website. In order to get to the page where you need to sign up for it, you'll just go to your Google search, put in the word Zoomerang, Zoomerang, and you'll get to the survey site called Zoomerang, and it's at www.zoomerang.com. Once you get to that site, you need to sign up for the Zoomerang survey maker, and click on that, and it will get you to this slide, and you'll go down to the Try It Free Now in order to sign up. So when you go into Try It Free Now, you'll enter your first name, your last name, your email address, like a Hotmail address will work, a password, and then confirm your password. Your email and your password will become your username and your password to get into Zoomerang, so make sure that you remember what those two are. So after you've done that, you can get started now. Now I'm going to go back to the main site because I already have an address, and I'm going to put my address into the email address bar at the top of the page. So I'm going to enter that. And I'm going to enter my password, and I can log in. When I log in, page that looks like this is a home page, and what you'll want to do is scroll down and go down to where it says create a survey from scratch. It gives you some other options, but go to that one, create a survey from scratch. So I'm going to click on that one. The first thing that it gives me an option to do is to create a survey name. And so the file name that I'm going to choose is testing, or I'll call it tutorial. How about that? And I submit that. And so I can work on this survey, and I can make changes to the survey, and I can go back and I can open up the survey if I go back to this survey called tutorial that I'm about to build. So one of the things I can do is I can edit my title for the survey, and so I'm going to put down that this is tutorial, and I'm going to submit that. So I have my new title. Now I'm going to start to build the questions for my survey. To build the questions for my survey, I go over to this side and I click on the Insert word. After I click on the Insert word, it's going to ask me to choose a question type. When you're building a survey, it's important that you have people that you give them questions that they're able to answer, and I suggest that you usually use a multiple choice type of a question. It seems to be the best. And so
Did I bring my phone back in here?
no, I don't think so.
That was weird.
Yeah. I think you took it to the classroom. So
Yeah, and then I
check
stuck it
there.
on the table and now it's gone.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So I'll ask a question like, did you complete this tutorial? And I get to put the answers that I'd want to write down here. And there's only two options that I want to give you, and that is yes or no. So here's my question. Here's my question, and here are the answers. Again, I want to make sure that people have responses that will fit, and it's either a yes or no question, so that will work. I press on continue, and you'll see that there is the beginning of my survey. So this is a tutorial, and the question, did you complete this tutorial, yes or no? For the first question, it's often a good question that puts down something like, in what grade are you? And to give them the options of grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. Make sure again that whatever you give as questions, that people are going to be able to respond to your survey. So if I wanted to insert another question, I'd go down to Insert, and I'd hit Insert again, and it would insert the second question. And I'd do this until I have 10 questions ready for my survey. After I have the 10 questions, I'll click on Next. I can do something like I can save or I can edit the web greeting. I can put my own message in here. Their stock message is thank you for participating in our survey. Your feedback is important. I'm just going to change that slightly to thank you for participating in this survey. I'm going to get rid of this last sentence and that's all I'm going to say. So after people are finished doing the survey, that's the message that they would get. Click on Submit, and here it's going to give me some information that I can use if I wanted to become a subscriber. What they're trying to do is they're trying to sell this website to you and have you pay a subscription fee. But we're just going to submit it. We don't want to subscribe. And then it gives us the option to send it to email addresses. And this is what I would think that you would be doing, is sending it to your own email address through Zoomerang. So if you click on the top tab and hit Submit, you'll be able to send it out. Now you can do a couple of things. You can put in your own email address from your address book, or you can type the addresses in, and I'm just typing my own address in, and so I'm going to be the person that this is going to be sent to. So I'll just type my addresses in. Once I have my first address, I'll just hit return, and I'll be able to put in another address, and I'm going to submit that. The subject line that people will see is sometimes important, so that they don't think that it's spam. I sometimes personalize, or I suggest that you personalize your subject line, and you might even personalize your message, just so that they know that this comes from you and it's not just some spam that they're getting. And I'll submit that. The next one asks if I want to keep the results private, and I do. I'm the only one who wants to read the results. The next slide gives me a chance to take a look at any of the information that I've put into my survey. If I wanted to edit it, I could go back and I could edit the questions, or I could edit any of the parts of it. Once I have, at this point, I'm able to launch my survey. And launching the survey means that it will send the survey out as you've built it to the people who you've identified in that last screen where you entered the email addresses. So I'm going to launch this survey. It asks me, are you sure you want to launch the survey? And I'm sure. So away it goes. Now it says that if you deployed the survey, it's on the way. If you're posting the survey, continue below. So we've deployed the survey, so it's already been sent, and if I opened up my email address, I'd be able to see that the survey was there for me to complete. I can click on My Surveys now, and I'll see that the survey that we just built is called Tutorial, and I can analyze the results of that survey if I click on that. And here is the question that we created. Did you complete this tutorial, yes or no? There are just zeros here because nobody has responded to it. And that's the way that you create your survey. If you want to change who you'd like to invite, you can click on the top tab up here, and you can change the people that you want to invite. If you want to go back to the survey that you created, you can go back and you can take a look at the surveys that you've created in the past. So that's how you build a survey using Zoomerang. Remember, we created it from scratch. After we created it from scratch, we entered a file name. After we entered a file name, I'll just enter a fake name here. After we entered a file name, we changed the title. Then we hit Insert, and we were able to add some questions. After we added our questions, we went to Next. We changed our web greeting so that people would know who we are when they're getting the survey. And then we submitted the survey, created some email addresses for the survey. We pasted those, or we wrote those in here. And then the last thing that we did, I guess I need to put an email address in here, or something that looks like an email address. And once we did that, we changed the subject line. We said that we wanted to keep our results private. And lastly, we launched the survey, which would send it out to everybody who's we've identified in the addresses. So that's how you can complete a Zoomerang survey. Good luck with it. If you have any questions, make sure you send me an email and ask me about it. Thank you.